Okay, well, I already started the process because I forgot to grab my camera, but I wanted to show you guys. We are in the process of making apple pie filling. So what we did is we went to the orchard, we got 2 packs, which was about 60 apples. We actually only paid $10 for it, so not bad at all. So right now what I'm doing is I'm coring and peeling the apples, and then I'm soaking them in water and lemon juice so that they don't brown. And so far we got 12 cups in here, and I'm gonna do another 12 cups in there, and then after that we are going to put them on the stove. So this is where we are right at the moment. Okay, so what I forgot to mention in my last part was that we are doing Honeycrisp apples and Golden Delicious apples, and you can really use any kind of apple you choose. I just think these two are going to go good together and they're going to taste good for our pie filling. While I have the apples in there and I'm cutting them and I have them soaking so that they don't brown in the lime juice or the lemon juice, which this is the lemon juice we're using, and it's 4 cups of water to 1/4 cup lemon juice. And I have my pots and pans in here. I have the jars already starting to come to a boil here soon, but that's going. So once I get the apples ready to go in there, the jars are ready to go and they're nice and hot. I have this, I turned it off, but I'll turn it on once I'm ready to put the apples in here. We'll get this boiling where we're gonna blanch the apples for 1 minute and then take them out. So I have that almost ready to go. And then I got the lids back here that are just staying nice and hot too. So, okay, now we got our water boiling. We're about to blanch our apples. Since I have 24 cups of apples, I'm only going to do 6 cups at a time. Then I have a bowl I will put them in. I will cover with aluminum foil just to keep them nice and warm. So while I'm preparing my other ingredients, the apples are staying nice and warm. So here we go. Okay, so I have my apples sitting aside in the bowl, staying nice and warm, and now I'm doing the other mixture. So what I'm doing is I'm doing 5½ cups of sugar, 1½ cup of clear gel, 3 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, 2½ cups water, and 5 cups of apple juice. And what I'm doing is I'm going to bring this to a boil, and I'm going to keep stirring it constantly once I start getting it warm. I just turned it on, so it's not even warm yet. But I'm going to get this nice and boiling. Once it gets boiling, I will be putting in a cup of lemon juice, and then I will get it back to another boil. And once it's boiling hard, what they call a roiling boil, I will boil it for 1 minute. And then once it's boiled for 1 minute, then I'm ready to add the apples in. So this is where I'm at right now. So what this is doing, as I stir it and I let it come up to a boil, it's going to thicken and it's going to become nice and bubbly. Okay, I'm almost to the point of where I need to add the lemon juice. As you can tell, it's thickened. So I'm just giving it a few more seconds, and then I will add the cup of lemon juice. Okay, as you can tell, the mixture is perfect now. It's ready to add the apples. So I'm going to take it off the stove and stop it, and then I'm going to add the apples. Okay, I have added my apples after I strain them. Make sure to strain them because there's going to be some water from sitting there in a nice bowl. So I strained them, and now I've added them to my mixture. Now I'm mixing it all up. As soon as I get it nice and mixed, it will be ready to go into our canned jars that are actually already boiling, so they're ready to go also. Okay, so now I got my jar out. I got this off Amazon. This is what I use to grab the jar with. I mean, it's pretty simple. I just, latch it on right there. I mean, I use it to pour out the excess water and to lift it because it's pretty hot still. You want it to be hot. I got this so I can use it to filter it into the jar. Now we're going to fill up the jar almost to the top. So you almost want it to the top, and then I use the knife just to kind of go down, make sure there's no air bubbles. See, just like that. Now I'm going to use the napkin just to kind of wipe the rim a little bit, just to make sure there's nothing left on there, so we can get a nice, good seal. I'll put the top on. And then I usually grab mitten, and then I'm gonna hold it and tighten it with 2 fingers. Okay, and then I put it back in the water, and then I'm gonna do the next one. I had boiled 8 jars. This recipe calls for 6 quarts. So every quart equals 1 pie, so it should make 6 pies. However, I always boil 1 or 2 extras just in case it makes a little extra. So, okay, now we got it filled up all 8, so it made 8 quarts. So we're gonna lower it back down. Once it actually comes back to a boil, then we're going to cook it. We're gonna process it for 25 minutes. Once that's done, we'll lift it back up. I'll give it about 5 minutes to just sit here, and then I will pull them out and I will put them on a rag and just let them cool. Once they cool, we'll write their names on there, and then we'll also write the date they were cooked, kind of like what we did with our peach jam. We just wrote peach jam, the day it was. So that's what we're gonna do with our apple pie filling too. So I'll make sure to video the last part once it's done so you guys can see. But the hard part is over. Okay, here is the finished product. Okay, 8 quarts ready to go.